morning, people, and welcome back to the trucking journey. And I'm getting ready to head to Louisville, Kentucky to deliver to Ford, and then I'm actually coming right back here, and I don't know what's after that, but going for another 3,000 mile week. But this week I have to be back Sunday, because you guys know what Monday is, right?
A total eclipse of the heart.
Well, it might not be a total eclipse of the heart, but it's going to be a total solar eclipse, and South Carolina is one of the locations, and I have plans to see it, and it is not from the windshield of this truck. I have made the delivery to Ford, dropped my trailer, and I've got my paperwork stamped, but I can't do my empty macro yet. You ask, why can't you do your empty macro, Jim? Because I need an empty trailer first. And well, those aren't here. Most places, they kind of are. But at Ford, which this is where the Ford Escape is assembled, is about 2.5 miles from here. So I gotta kind of go down the airport and hit about 5 big speed bumps, and then I can get my empty trailer, do my macro, and then I can head on to my next load. But I'll be going back to upstate South Carolina and back up here to Louisville. Okay, I got my loaded trailer, and I'm getting ready to head over to a company called American Synthetic to get my load that's going back to South Carolina. But the address is different than the 2 other American Synthetics that I've been to before. When I'm in that situation, I like to take a peek at it first. You know, which on Rand McNally, you know, it's only 7 miles away. But I like to pull up the satellite view on my iPhone and zoom in. Couple of things I look for from the satellite view is, number one, if there's a yard of trailers, that leads me to believe I may have a chance of a drop and hook. And this, I do not see that, so there's a very high likelihood I'm gonna have a live load. And then I also look for what I think will be the truck entrances, which more than likely it'll be that spot right there. But let's head in that direction. Okay, I am backed up to the dock. I was wondering why the Werner truck over here is, you know, the cab is kicked off at like a 45-degree angle from his trailer. I see why. And he actually had a dock in front of him. Well, a dock and a trash can, so he didn't even have the room that I had. All right, we are loaded. Just gotta close my doors and put my seal on. And usually, like every time it seems like I come to Louisville, my load is heavy. Which these are 39,647 pounds. Which, here's the rule at GMP. If it's over 40,000 pounds and you get an overweight ticket and you didn't scale it, you're paying the ticket. But if it's under 40,000 pounds, you ain't gotta weigh it, and you're not responsible for the weight ticket. That's right. So I ain't stopping to weigh it. I'm, you know, about the 41 foot mark here. This trailer doesn't have a marker showing you that like some do, so I should be fine. But if I'm not, I will just forward that ticket to the safety department. But let's get rolling, people! Alright, well, I have made it back to the Greer yard. I got here, I don't know, about 9 a.m. I've already showered, and I have a load that I can go pick up at Michelin. Here's the challenge though. There's no empty trailers on the yard. So I've asked to see if I can just bobtail over, and with any luck I can make it to the other side of Knoxville today. But I'm waiting to hear back. In the meantime, I am heating up some spaghetti that I brought from home. That's gonna be, well, I guess, is it considered lunch if it's 9:30? I guess so if you get started about 3 a.m. That looks pretty good. All it needs is a little Texas Pete. Okie dokie, it is time to leave the Greer yard, and there's supposed to be a trailer that just got unloaded over at what we call our G&P warehouse in Fountain Inn. So I'm gonna go scoop that up, head on over to Michelin, and then we'll get headed back to Louisville. All right, what's up, people? We'll hook up to this real quick and head on over to Michelin. But when you go to Michelin, do not take the toll road unless you want to be charged like $30. But you can set up your Rand McNally to avoid tolls, and it'll show you the way. And then we will do our picked up empty trailer macro, which on it's very simple. Just put in the trailer number. Which, if you work somewhere besides G&P, your macros are going to be different, because the 3 different companies that I've worked for that had a Qualcomm-like machine, all of them were different. I'm not exactly sure of what the whole purpose of this place and this small little yard here that's in Fountain Inn, which isn't far from Greer at all, that they call the warehouse, which they unload the trailers. But whatever the reason is, I'm glad it's here because I've got an empty trailer now, and you know, having a handful of yards scattered around the southeast really come in handy. I am a huge fan of the T-call. One thing I used to really hate with having to sit on a load for a day waiting on a delivery time like I had to do with my previous company. Don't happen here. You just T-call it. And I don't know exactly how the local guys get paid. I hear it's, I don't know, it starts at like $17 an hour or something like that. And I would assume, you know, I'm not in the planners department of the company, but you would use those guys to do the little deliveries and the live unloads and things. Pretty good little setup. Which any of you that already have a CDL and experience and live in the southeast, if you fill out an application with G&P or call the recruiters, do me a favor, mention me and my videos, especially if you had an influence and you want to come here, because I tell you, it's a pretty sweet little gig to get home every week and have a legitimate shot of doing 3,000 miles a week, making over $1,000. And you know, our equipment's not the newest, you know, out of companies out here, but heck, I'm in a 2016 and I've been here, what, 8 months? I started out with a 2014, so it's not bad. But really, at the end of the day, isn't about how much money you can make and how much you can be home are like the 2 main factors. Alright people, I have made it to Siva here in Louisville once again, which is the second time here this week, and I've also been to Ford, so anytime I head west, I've been going to Louisville. But this will probably be my last time in Louisville for this week because I've got today's shift and tomorrow's. But Siva has a partnership of some type with Ford. You may have noticed the Ford Escapes and the Ford trucks out on the yard back there. Well, that's what's made here in Louisville, which we go to the Escape plant, but I've never been to the Ford plant. I think Siva takes their tires over with. It's always either Michelin. I don't know. I don't think I've been up here for Continental or not. I think it's always Michelin. But I am waiting on the yard dog to come bring me my empty trailer, which is gonna be one of those trailers there. But the yard dogs have a bit of authority here in Louisville. You don't drop it until the yard dog says it's okay to drop it. Even though we always drop it in the same spot. And then the yard dog will bring your trailer and pull it up ahead here. But last time he told me, he pointed at one and told me which one to get. But here he comes now. You don't want to disrespect the yard dog at Siva. Alright people, I have a new plan, a new trip, headed to Indiana, which is kind of rare. I think I've maybe been there once, maybe twice with GMP. But it's about 2 hours worth of driving. I'm going to scoop it up, head to Chattanooga, which Indiana's not the most scenic place in the country. But the good news is we're going to ride through Louisville and cross the bridge in order to get into Indiana. So, enjoy. Alright everyone, it is time to wrap up this week's episode. Thanks a lot for all of you taking the time to watch. Hope you enjoyed it. Now at the beginning of the year in my goal setting 2017, I'd shared the goal of getting paid on 7 referral bonuses. What that means, if a driver comes here and gets hired and starts a career with GNP and mentions Jim Davis, Trucker Jim, and these videos, well, the company pays me a $750 bonus on that. There's been 3 so far, so I'm looking to help 4 people establish a relationship with GNP. Now, I am not an over promoter. I tell you guys the good, the bad, the ugly. I just share my experience. But as far as last week, I reached my 3,000 goal. Actually exceeded it. Was paid on 3,113 miles for the week. 411 that was empty miles, which pays $1,369 with the new bonus where we get a half a cent a mile over every 100 miles over 2,000, paid an extra $155. So I also hit my income goal of $1,500. Hey, if you're making that already or making more, stay where you're at. Or if you're not, you may want to give recruiting a call. I will have the website address in the description box. But I am here getting loaded in Indiana right now. Then I'm headed to Chattanooga, which I'm still going to have time on my clock after that, but I'm wanting to get a good 500 mile plus in today, and then get as close as I can to it tomorrow, but also get back at a decent time so I can get up early Monday morning and prepare for the solar eclipse. That's going to be exciting stuff, and I do intend to make a video on it, so if you hadn't subscribed, do that, so you'll get the notification for the eclipse video when that comes. But if you like this video, do like Chuck here. Now Chuck Norris gave the trucking journey 2 thumbs up. It has been said that tsunamis are created when Chuck Norris is practicing his roundhouse kicks on the beach. It is also said that Chuck Norris was dropped twice as a baby. Once at Hiroshima and again at Nagasaki. So you might want to give it a thumbs up too. Hey, but guys, until next time, everyone, please be safe out there and keep on trucking.